We're
Well, session canceled. Sharps is drunk.
No.
yeah. So where we last left off, Bray's heroes blew up a dam and almost and some of them almost drowned.
So brave. Wow.
Right. So we cut to you guys getting, I guess, picked up by the ship along the river.
Yeah, we'd probably do that.
Right. So everyone, you're on the ship, on board the ship after a job well done. Though you did know that I think your plan was to land somewhere else to not draw any fighters back to the village.
Yeah, essentially take the long way back.
I mean, but didn't you blow up all the fighters?
The ones that didn't crash on their own. Did you see? They all exploded.
The those air speeders are probably still around somewhere. And they probably have more of those.
Probably.
Right, and as you're going along, so how are you going around? Are you going through, I assume you're not going directly down the river, so you're going, on the bank side of the village, or the side of, like, the uncontested side of the,
Probably go deep into the uncontested side and do some maneuvering to, again, just lose any potential for
Alright, you can give me a piloting check for that.
Sure, I can do that.
Take a setback because you're, you know, you're going close to tree tops, and also setbacks due to your ship's handling, which I believe is -3 or -2.
-2.
All right, so yeah, take 3 setbacks and the difficulty. What's your ship size? 3, yeah.
It's
4.
3.
No, 4, I think. So 4, and then what's
still
speed?
at 4?
Yeah, what speed would you be going at this from?
Probably like medium.
All right, so 2 or a 1,
Okay.
because your speed is 3.
Right, so like 2.
All right,
medium.
2. All right, so that means that is 2 red and 2 purple.
What?
Because piloting checks are done by your by either whatever is highest, your ship size or ship ship speed, and then is upgraded by the other thing.
Okay. Can I get
that's
any
not-
boosts from the people on the ship to help me out?
That's I think only specific piloting checks, not just any piloting
I
check.
think that's the default piloting check in the book. It says
it's very situation dependent.
yeah, the situations give you boosts or setbacks. And also your handling.
Well, again, do I get any boosts from like Jay or other people?
I'll say yeah,
like,
you get a boost from co-pilot.
Or like people giving me like directions through astrogation or...
Let's see.
The difficulty of a piloting check may be determined based on the difficulty of any particular maneuver, the prevailing weather conditions, and any features or failures of the vehicle involved. I do not get where you're saying the... I think you're confusing the part that says in a race, the results are determined by an opposed piloting check.
I'm pretty sure that... Let me just see.
I have no idea where you're pulling that from. The skill description does not say anything about that.
I don't think it's in the skill description. I think it's in, like, starships and vehicles section. Yeah.
I just want you to ask yourself, does what he's doing seem like a 4 difficulty thing?
Right, like we are flying close to the treetops, yes, but like it's not raining. It's not.
Yeah, they're not
Actually,
being
it is
chased
raining.
or pursued. Okay, but they're not being pursued, and rain only affects visibility, not sensors.
Let's see, where did I
It's
see
probably not flying by pure sight.
that? Here, it is on page, it's on page 254 of Age Rebellion. When making a piloting check on a starship, the difficulty of the vehicle is the silhouette rounded up, whichever the speed, whole speed, or half the it's half. Sorry, so that's 2, and that's just 2 red. My mistake.
It's alright.
But still 3 purple. I mean 3 black. So 2 red. Yeah, I missed the half part of that.
That's fine. That's fine. That's
so
whatever.
If
Sure
you're
it's
pilot,
not saying that for a specific check.
it just says that under like.
Where does it say that? Under what subheading is that?
Stellar phenomenon and
Subheading
terrain.
B.
Okay, you want to repeat that? Because Nate was busy saying nonsense, and I missed it.
I said subheading B.
Stellar phenomenon and terrain. That is on Age of Rebellion, page 254.
Well, yeah, I don't have Age of Rebellion, so the page number doesn't help me, but...
All right, I'll find it on the Force and Destiny then.
I'm looking for it in Force and Destiny.
It's in the vehicle and stuff.
Also, I think flying over the treetops is not a difficult maneuver. Like,
well, you're implying this is flying to lose someone. So if you were just flying over the treetops,
there's no one on his tail. They destroyed. There's no one actively pursuing him. They're just being extra careful, Charlie.
Right.
But they've got radar stuff, and who knows if they send in for backup when you blew up their guys.
Oh no, radar stuff and stuff. My worst enemy.
Let's see.
Okay, I found it I found it.
Yeah. Yeah, you're specifically, like, if you're dipping between trees to avoid radar signals, that's, in flying low to the ground, that's pretty difficult. As opposed to
sometimes you must get low.
Yeah.
Get low.
Okay.
Yeah, this isn't a check to not crash the ship. This is a check to do it stealthily. Unless you get, like, a despair, then maybe you might bump on some trees.
Okay.
So yeah, it's 2 red, and 3 setback.
Well, after all that, I just rolled threat on the red dice, so my grand total is 1 success, 2 advantage after all that.
Alright, Alright, so this long roundabout route is gonna take you most of the night.
Okay.
So yeah, if anyone you want to do anything on this long flight over. By the way, I got a blank on your rolling for moralities and stuff. So
Fair enough.
sure. Right. So you guys want to do anything on the flight over, or just let it get some rest?
Who's all there?
On the party, everyone who was on the ground stayed
And
So
those who
all-
were in the ship before, did they get
Yep.
off?
yeah. No, everyone was in the ship before also there.
So all of us are there, the whole party.
And Jay.
Oh, okay. We were picked up then, I assume.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay then.
Being really, really excited.
You did blow up some stuff pretty good.
Lynn.
You see?
Lynn
Yeah, you did a really
takes.
good job.
Sorry.
No, it's fine.
Lynn takes an assessment of damages on allies, aka how messed up is Ada?
He's very bruised and tired, but he is not. He is, for a change, not seriously injured. Which is to say, he's near his wound threshold, but he has no critical injuries,
Ah, good.
which in game mechanic terms. But and also at his strain threshold, so he is very
course.
tired and he is injured, but he otherwise seems to be hanging in there. A few nights of rest, maybe some of his newfound Jedi healing will take care of it. A stim pack or two if we need to rush for some reason.
Okay.
But he'd prefer not to waste supplies at this juncture.
Well, everyone, I have to say, that all went very well.
Yeah, went about as well as it could.
I think that actually I think relatively speaking, that may have gone the best of almost any plan we've done.
Yeah. Just have to keep that up.
Hopefully. We should be back at base soon. I just wanted to make sure nobody tracks us there.
Well, they're already running attacks on the place. I don't know how much more heat we could draw, but
Nah, just want to be careful.
That's okay. I'll take the opportunity to lay my head down.
I think that's wise for most of you.
yeah.
Hmm. Once we get down, I'll probably have a look to see. We did take like some explosions on the nose.
Yeah, no. We could use some repairs.
Yeah, probably need to get some parts somewhere. I mean, unless we repair with like wood, but I don't think that's a good idea.
Nope, not for an interplanetary, a space-bound vessel.
Wood paneling? Shrug.
I mean, maybe for like the bar.
Well, I suppose we'll have to make do with whatever we have on board. For the moment, anyway. Until we can once we're healed up, we can try and check out that crashed ship for salvage if we need to.
Absolutely.
Hmm? Yeah.
Okay, just keep on flying back.
Alright, with your successful checks, you fly back with no issue. Well, not much issue. You get back around,
Get back late.
yeah, you get back around dawn. Around dawn break.
Take a little nap while we're flying.
Pretty much, yeah.
Nothing wrong with that for everybody but me and Jay.
I mean, then I can stay. If I take a 2-hour nap, then I can stay up, because that's my nightly sleep.
All right. So yeah, you get back to the village. The river is now much more full, back to its natural height for the most part.
Weird.
They're already setting up new nets for fishing, catching any fish that come downstream. You know, one of those big nets you put across a river to catch fish that come downstream. And yeah, you sit down in the hangar. When you sit down, what's her face? Mila reports, goes to you, Gar, and goes, "Alright, I'm gonna need you to use the communications on this ship to contact command."
Get right ahead.
And everyone, you have a good morning's or night's sleep, depending on when you go to sleep. Recover all strain and I guess heal a wound.
Alrighty.
I'm gonna go ahead while Sato is resting and use the heal power on myself once.
Alright.
See if he can shore up some of his injuries here. Yeah, that'll help recover him a bit. He heals 6 wounds from getting 3 light side on his rolls.
That's good.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So he is looking a lot better in the morning.
I like to just think that you guys hear some clanging, like fist hitting the inside of a storage cabinet.
What?
Because HK got himself lost.
What?
We'd have found you. I mean, even just like a metal detector would have caught you pretty quick in a fast chuckle.
Just carefully open, like, looking at HK.
Statement. Thank you for the assistance.
Okay.
Does Tebe need to spend some time repairing him?
Maybe some corruption in, like, somewhere. I don't know.
Statement. I am completely fine. You need only worry about physical damage. The Maker created my processor, and thus it will remain.
Okay. You and your processor have fun in this cabinet.
Nope, I think I am done here. As
Okay. Yep. Otherwise, as soon as we land, it's on to making sure to do whatever repairs I can do without that much extra supplies.
Mm-hmm. We have a lot of hull trauma to repair.
I do have some supplies, but not that much.
Well, the book basically suggests that narratively speaking, the repairs are a little risky looking and slapshot if you don't have if you do repairs yourself and you don't pay for
Professional repair.
yeah, you don't pay to actually get your ship professionally maintained. That's where the price line of like 100 credits per point restored is
Let's-
suggested.
let's be honest, we don't have a power washer here out in the backwoods to like make sure everything's
I guess, yeah,
clean
you can
before
give
we
me a
start
mechanics roll to, repair your ship. 2 per... Actually, no, how much damage is it over half its hull threshold?
It's 21 of 30.
21 of... Alright, so, 3 purple to repair your ship.
Can I give her a boost? Because that would definitely be helping her with that.
Sure.
Of course, she knows more about repairing it than I ever probably will.
Yeah, but extra hands are useful for large jobs. So
Yeah.
this is
Hold
a
that.
time where it would
Lift me up.
reasonably be a boost. You'd reasonably be able to give a boost.
Lift me up. I need to reach somewhere high.
Of course.
Okay, let's see here.
HK's gonna go find Lynn.
She is currently having a nap. But it's like a
This is after the night's sleep.
Right.
oops, my bad.
She could still be having a nap.
That is
I mean,
totally
you
fair.
could still be sleeping, but
She's probably like she's probably chilling out, just kind of meditating at the moment.
HK will come into the room and try and mimic her in her meditative state by sitting in front of her, crossing his legs.
Or then
and
not
just,
floating.
not floating at all.
You could just like make a little rig for himself so he could like
Does
Let's
he
be
need to
fair.
build me like hover repulsor engines?
I just want to be a droid without legs. Can you make this happen, Doctor? No, but he'll look at her and say, Master Lin, with the successful completion of destroying the dam, we've done a great blow to your enemies. Query, what is our next mission? How soon do you intend to get your family member back?
thank you, HK, firstly. And as soon as all of this is wrapped up related to the dam and the rebellion here reaccumulating their forces, I intend to begin a scouting run on both of those prisons, but one's going to be easier, and that's where we're going to hit first.
Fair enough. It appears we will be dry docked for quite some time for repairs. Looks over at Tebe.
She's actually standing on my shoulders as she's working on the strat.
No, steady.
I'm trying.
Would it not be prudent for me to use my skill sets to scout while repairs are being done on the ship?
If you would like, yeah, I would really appreciate that. I can join you.
If you have more pressing needs, Master, feel free to do them instead. I feel I underperformed in our last mission.
No, my most pressing need is finding Brand McKenna.
I'll come
Certainly
to.
then.
I'll come too, Seda says as he exits his room.
Seda, I don't even have to look at you to feel how relieved you are. Did you meet with your Sith girlfriend again?
Ha, yes.
While I was sleeping.
Yes, she snuck in on the planet in the middle of the night, and we had a romantic tryst, and then she left. She left equally as silently, all without anyone noticing.
Incredulous
got it.
statement. I find that highly improbable.
Very romantic, though.
It's like out of one of my books.
No, I guess I've figured out how to heal, or how to speed up my healing a bit with the Force. It's using the same principle as what I did to help Tebe.
I see. Well, that's a good skill set to have.
It is. It helps that I was not seriously injured during last night's encounter.
No, but you did face down a especially fearsome foe.
He was pretty tough.
Statement. Only one as buoyant as you could have escaped that river master. I congratulate you. You're a fine organic.
Lucky to be alive.
You make a fine raft.
Thank you.
Statement. If I could get quite a few of you, I could lash them together, and you would be the greatest of rafts, master.
That's not how it works. That's literally not how it works.
I don't think I'm quite that buoyant.
Also, you gotta make sure you keep it. You have his mouth side facing away from the water.
It's pretty important.
Query. Why is that important?
So organics have this process called breathing.
Mila just
Statement. Yes, they do.
says knowingly, a dead body floats less longer than a living body.
She's right.
Also better, it has air in it. What, you never used a dead body as a flotation device before?
I haven't had to, no.
Likewise, but I'll keep it in mind if I ever need to.
Nope.
Tebe doesn't like the water to begin with.
No, you'll just come and wash everything away, and then everyone's dead.
We should make sure there's some life preservers on the ship. I'm pretty sure we have some in our emergency supplies.
All right.
Query. Is that the box with a simple flask inside of it?
No, that's part of the bar supplies that haven't been put away.
Fair enough.
All right. I think it's about time for us to consider a scouting run.
Mm-hmm. Once Tebe's finished up, she and I can help.
Mm-hmm. Hold this.
Certainly.
Query. How long will repairs take?
I don't think we have parts enough to do everything. I don't have any hull plating lying around.
No, we do not. If we can at least get ourselves up to half, that would be nice. Any more, obviously, would be great. I know Seda mentioned earlier that if at some point we have some downtime, maybe going to that downed destroyer and seeing if maybe we can find some replacement parts there.
We better be careful, though. It did look like a dangerous area.
Oh, no doubt.
HK Size goes over to his weapon locker, puts his 2 pistols into it, pulls out his blaster rifle. Statement, we are ready.
Okay. Oh, a 3 success, 4 advantage. How much do we get?
Oh, what did you get? What are you getting? What's that roll for?
Repairs.
Oh, repairs. 3 success, 4 advantage. You heal 3 hull points, and 4 system strain.
Okay, that at least gets us down to 18 of 30 hull trauma and all of our system strains healed.
I'm wondering if any of the hull plate that could be fit.
You could scavenge for more hull parts to get, cost in hull repairs things. But you're running out of scavenge here, at least.
Yeah. Should I lower any of the parts I have for this? I keep a running tally of how many credits worth of stuff I have.
It might not hurt, but I also don't know how many more missions we'll actually need the ship for this side until we actually leave the planet. So it might not hurt, but that's totally up to you.
I mean, probably wouldn't be bad to have it at least in decent shape in case we do need it. Because, I mean, it's not quickly done if we need it right now.
Right.
I couldn't make it repair it right now.
So if you want to, go right ahead.
Statement, it sounds like going to this destroyer would be a good decision then.
Probably need it so we can get as much stuff as possible there.
Query, would you be okay with a side trip, Master Lin?
I suppose so, yes.
Statement. Alrighty then. How are we going to transport heavy hull components from the destroyer to the ship? Can we move the ship over to the destroyer?
There was a clearing nearby. We could use that.
We could also always radio back to base and have Jay just come pick us up.
That's true.
It might be safer. We probably want to confirm that there aren't. If it's an installation of the pirates, we'll want to make sure that it's safe to land. Assuming we're still trying to conceal our presence as much as possible.
Plus, anything else we can find to bring back to the village to help out the resistance would be no doubt appreciated. They can't really pay us for them, but it would certainly help them out and help us out.
And I mean, if they use it as there might be information there as well.
True.
I guess, like, downed one of those ships wouldn't make a bad base.
Absolutely not. Okay, I guess the only other thing is, do we need to make any preparations before we head out?
Hmm.
Wrong thing. I'm probably going to bring my security sweeper if we're going to be checking the prison. Just in case. Might also be useful on the ship.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, if it's a base of theirs, we'll probably be in a hurry on our way back, unless no one notices us.
Right.
So, if things go bad, just grab everything and run.
Pretty much. Okay. If nobody else says anything, I think we're ready.
Yeah, I mean, Lynn's ready to get a move on here, so we can see what we can scavenge, and then get a go on for.
So yeah, your players,
Scouting.
your first area you're going to is the down dreadnought, I assume, or somewhere else.
We're going to the prison first, and then we'll go to the down dreadnought on our way back.
Okay. Right,
So I
and
think HK's gonna use Tebe's special, so he's gonna put his blaster back in storage.
all right. So you're taking the ship, the speed, your speeder bike, or are you hoofing it?
How far away is the simpler prison?
That is kind of on the other side of the continent.
Have the ship drop us off within like 10 kilometers?
Yeah, I vote not walking the entire way.
No, like, you could do that. It would take like maybe 3 or 4 days.
Yeah, no. And plus, then that way, Jay will also be in the area for when we. Jay can be there for if we need to make a quick getaway, and then similarly, he'll be in the area for when we investigate the ship for supplies. So that probably makes the most sense.
All right. So you guys are all taking the ship?
Mm-hmm.
After Mila's done her response, she goes to you, Gargos. All right, current orders are not to leave until we have all down pilots.
Okay, not to leave the planet or not to leave the base?
Not to leave the planet.
Okay. Well, that was our plan. So we were thinking of doing a reconnaissance check on one of the prisons to see if any of them are located there.
I'm gonna stick around base camp to keep it secure.
Sounds like a good idea. We're also thinking of potentially hitting up that downed dreadnought to see if we can find any parts to repair our vessel, and then any other supplies we can give to the village and the resistance. Anything in particular you're looking for?
No, we should be fine on supplies right now, and we've got your contacts.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, anything we can find and bring back would be good.
Sure, there's so many good things.
And it would definitely be good if we can find any of the missing pilots, especially McKep at this prison.
I would hope for that, but I don't have my faith in it.
I mean, yeah, it's with our luck, it's too easy for it to be in the more remote prison, but stranger things.
Indeed. And yeah, she'll return to meditation.
Right. So, right, as you know, the rest of the Kenner and Mila get off to secure the keep the ground base for you, considering you take off. Right. So most direct route.
She would normally go and continue flirting with Chiss friends, but like she's got shit to do.
You're on
here.
a mission.
Yeah, like she's got shit to do.
All right. So, all right. So yeah, you gonna take a? All right. There are 3 ways you can go taking this. Well, 4 ways actually. You could do completely circumnavigate the globe and come at the opposite side of the continent from the other side of the planet. That will of course take the longest. You can go upper ways. Near, kind of getting near the end, though that kind of gets near the enemy capital region. You can go across the, you can follow the river and then just keep going off when the river bends upward. That's less risky, but it'll take you over, the dam you recently destroyed. Or you can circumnavigate through the, Noble Rebels territory.
Circumnavigate through the Rebels territory.
Right. And alright, so give me a piloting check. This one only 2 step back. Do your handling.
Okay.
Cannot be discovered by any enemy radars.
Net neutral.
Actually, how fast are you going?
2 again.
Alright, 2. Alright.
Yeah, we don't need to be going at max speed, but we don't want to be going super slow.
Yeah, I mean, it takes more time to go with 3 than 2, but, Alright, so what'd you get? Net neutral?
I got a net neutral on the first roll.
Alright, who's manning, sensors right now?
That's a good question.
Well, Sata's usually at communications.
Yeah.
Sensors would honestly probably be Jay if he's acting as co-pilot.
Jay will point out that there's some trace, they're picking up trace large movement beyond, normal sensor range.
What do you mean large? How large?
Let me just see,
Like, as in a large ship?
Decently sized, like, light freighter or something. Let's see.
What heading?
About, it seems to be coming, down from space. About, 11 o'clock.
That's pretty close to ahead of us.
And if it's coming from space, it's either going to be coming in hot or... In fact, anything should be coming in hot. That's
Unless
the whole
it's one
point.
Unless it's one of theirs.
I thought part of our recon was they don't have many interplanetary vessels. Any friendlies would just be smugglers that are working with them.
Well, do we want to? Well, if they're coming in just ahead of us, we'll probably spot them, but they'll probably spot us too.
We could divert route. To...
I think diverting route's probably our safest option.
Or if we want to scout, we can try and set down somewhere nearby and see if we can get eyes on it when it comes in.
I'll leave it up to you guys. I'd say divert to try to get out of the way. If it's a light freighter, it's not necessarily an enemy combatant. You know what I mean?
Like freighter or
Wow.
maybe gunboat, it's hard to tell. We're not in proper sensor range. We're probably only picking this up because it has recently entered atmosphere.
I mean, I guess otherwise we can just keep going. If you're pretty certain it's not one of theirs, then it's probably not going to risk messing with us if it's also trying to not draw attention.
I mean, did you see what we did to those hordes of Thai?
Right. We also took a decent amount of damage. That's why I'm thinking just avoid it.
Also, if we get in combat, if we get in a fight, the pirates will notice, I'm sure.
That too.
You know what? I forgot to do this earlier. I'll make a foresight check.
Yeah.
Up to a day, and if that's a lot of light side, that's 5 light side. It is a pretty detailed check. That it is pretty detailed then,
All right.
Yay.
because that's 1 for the base move and 4 extra details.
All right. I'll start off with a vague description, and you tell me what you want me
Yeah.
to add details about. All right.
Sounds
So
good.
you see in the future, a visual of a ship, a elongated, kind of a Cimmerian light freighter, keeping low to the ground and moving along the coast. You see an overview of vast plantations with what seems to be many of with seems to be some crude droids manning them, and you see a giant downed star destroyer that has landed on top of a city, the ruined remains of a city. Right, you can tell me what you want more details about.
All right. The freighter I'm seeing, does it have any identifying characteristics, faction symbols, or?
You'd see that on side of it. It has the mark of the Imperium on it.
All right, they're as in Imperials then.
Yeah, Imperials.
Yeah, they are. It is an Imperial ship. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's 1. How about more about since the Star Destroyer on the city seems like one of the. Actually, okay, we'll save that for last. Curious about the plantation because it didn't. Because that doesn't it wouldn't be something like that he would expect. Like it doesn't at first glance seem important or relevant. So, what are they growing there?
Mostly material for clothing, like hemp and cotton.
Yeah, and you said as part of the general one that there's just a bunch of old droids. That,
Yeah, it looked like they're repurposed like Protocol and Astromech. Some of them, even.
Okay.
Wait, so they took non-class 5 droids and turned them into class 5 droids?
They just turned whatever droids they could get their hands on into simple labor, basically.
No, but the last three, if they're supposed to talk to humans like protocol droids.
Well, more things to liberate.
There's also potentially a good place to get information. Since the droids were probably have been captured or repaired at some point. And then let's see the Star Destroyer on the city.
You see various people of different alien, different makes that are not native, chained together and working on various technology on the ship and reverse engineering some of its parts.
All right, and then this is I guess a sort of catch-all detail, and something I figure he'd get anyway for the final bit. Does he feel where in any of these does he feel strong force presences?
You feel the most
If
force
in any of them.
presences in the Star Destroyer.
Figures, and he doesn't get anything in particular from the other two.
Nope.
The other ones, he doesn't get a sense of their being strong and force. Okay,
Yeah.
fair enough. I thought I thought that might be the case, but I thought I'd ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
Seda closes his eyes for a bit, and then he'll murmur, "It's an Imperial ship."
Figures.
Huh. I saw a few.
Then we can continue with we can continue unabated then. If it's an Imperial ship, well, in a way it's an enemy, but not right now.
They're probably not here for us at the very least.
Exactly.
Say, let me try to do some evasive maneuvers.
The
Well, not evasive. He hasn't noticed us, but try
yeah,
to stealth away from it.
the okay, yeah.
Another piloting check.
Sure, yeah.
Okay.
You gain a boost from Jay, remember?
Mm-hmm. Two successes and a threat.
Alright, gain 1 system strain as you kind of do a high G turn and you angle the ship a little bit too much with the flusters and it causes some system strain.
Yeah, we avoided it, so I'll take it.
Right. And yeah, you can't go further into noble rebel territory, and you actually do pass over some plantations.
I saw those plantations.
Hmm.
They have repurposed droids tending to the fields. They're growing plants you can make clothing out of.
Hemp.
What about those droids?
They were a bunch of repurposed droids, not originally from. They weren't farming droids specifically. They had like protocol and astromech droids and all kinds.
That's odd.
It potentially, if there's protocol droids, it might be a place to get information if assuming that if they have droids working the fields and they didn't originally have droids on this planet, they must have either captured them or repaired them from something.
I mean, if you look at what their own stuff, like those speeders and stuff, they don't look that advanced.
Right.
But it looks like they are pretty good at like adapting in a fixing stuff, but not making new stuff. Maybe.
Right. It's up to you all, though. If you think it's worth a stop or not.
How close are we to the prison?
You still got like a couple hours at this your rate you're going, like about 6 hours. You'll get there by sundown.
If it was important enough that you saw it, it might be worth checking. Plus, if we hit the prison at nighttime, that might actually be a little better.
Indeed.
It would certainly
nothing has come to my benefit by rushing into things.
Can I get that on record?
Yeah, we all heard it. So yeah, I find a patch to land.
All right. You landing just right near one of these plantations at random, or?
I mean, this is rebellion territory, so.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
yeah, you come down, and some people on very large, 10-foot tall bird-like animals approach you, riding on top of them. Get to the ship.
Oh, what species?
The native, Naya, but they're riding on these giant 10-foot tall birds.
Mm-hmm. Hail them.
Yeah, one of them speaks up. Hail, trader, what brings you to our humble plantation? Do you come with Machina?
Machina?
We do not.
No, but if you are in... However, if you are in need of services, we have a very skilled repair person on the ship. If any of your machines have been Machina have been troubling you.
Our Machina fair, but they could do an inspection. However, we have little what you traders tend to want, but we will offer you if you are needing it, we will offer you board, and our patron will offer you board and food.
That's worth it.
That'd be acceptable. We could also use some information about the area.
Are you new around this route?
Yeah. Yes, this is our first time running it.
All right. Well, we'll inform Lady Dersef about your arrival.
Okay.
Very well.
And they ride off to the plantation house.
Statement: I intend to go ingratiate myself with my fellow kind.
Of course. By all means.
HK is just gonna go wander.
Say hi
off
for
like
me.
droids.
The
Certainly, Master Tebe.
If they're
I'll
native,
tell the fellow Machina that a great doctor of Machina is available.
I
Who?
You,
I
Master
suppose.
Tebe. You.
While we have a few minutes, I'm going to switch into the nice clothes we had made for the festival.
Oh, are we going to need to make a good impression here?
I don't think it'd be a bad idea. You know what I mean?
couldn't hurt.
Well, I suppose I should do the same then.
They seem reasonably friendly, though, as long as we don't seriously offend them. I think
More
we'll
we
be
can
all
do.
right.
More we can do to ingratiate, the better.
We need to look nice again.
I mean, it doesn't hurt. look, Tabe. If you're going to be repairing the droids, you probably want to just stick with what you're currently wearing.
Yeah. I mean, I don't want to sit and polish every tool again.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah. Lynn will return. Will return to the ship, go to her room, and change into her kind of floral and cozy dress that she has. What was it again?
You're just called neck-on clothes.
Yeah, it's inlaid with colorful feathers, accentuates the hips and curves, and has a sort of floral motif to it.
Yeah. Alright, so, yeah, soon after, a couple moments later, a kind of a chariot carriage thing, is drawn forward, and, as a very regal looking, Naya, who has,
I think we made a good idea.
it kind of has a collar of, you know, her outfit has kind of a collar of cotton material around her neck, and hers is much more dyed and vibrant with colors than any of the stuff you saw in the village.
I'm sure we had learned some local honorific greeting. Lady Derseth, I presume?
Yes, honored. So you say you brought you don't have no machina for sale, but you have a machina repairist?
Yes. Our fine friend Tebe.
Yes.
They
Yeah, that's me.
Do you have any, I guess my men didn't ask, but do you also have any arms for sale? I could use, make with some donations to our local militia.
Out of character, do we have any? I don't think we do.
Do we have any extra? Unless we picked up any extra. I don't think we do currently, unless you have something written down that, because I assume any from the people we shot down in the village took, and any and the last extras we got were from the plague, and those I believe we gave to any extras we had from that I believe we gave to the Alliance. So
I mean, HK has some extra guns he can't carry with him
it
in a locker, but those aren't for sale.
That's fine.
yeah, it's
I mean, if some of the droids are missing their arms, I could fix them.
I don't think we have any at this time, but if we do come across any, we will certainly come by to sell.
Alright, she goes, well, let's discuss this more inside. It's very hot out here.
Indeed, I would be glad to.
Alright, Alright, and she invites you to get onto the carriage so you can be driven back to the plantation home.
Sure.
Yeah.
must be a pretty big carriage if it'll fit all of us.
There's a lot of there's a lot of space. It is meant to also, basically function as a car. It's a car-sized carriage. It's a horse car, if you will.
Yeah,
Only
but
is-
there is nevertheless like 6 of us. Is the
Yes, but one
reason
of you is very small, and one of you is off looking at droids in the fields.
Oh, that's true. HK did wander off, so
Is Jay coming with us?
No, he's saying, like, sorry, I'm not getting good vibes off this place.
Really?
No.
Seda will look curious because he didn't feel anything off so far, but his master certainly has a lot more experience with such things, so
What sort of vibes are you feeling here?
The typical sort when you're around nobility.
So just
So that's
Yeah.
why we dress up.
I mean, they did say it was a lady. It's usually an honorific.
Oh, I thought that was just like, oh.
but yeah, it's okay. Sorry, I sort of missed earlier. Do we still have the rest of the rebels with us, or did they stay back in the
They
village?
stay back.
Okay, they're doing like
Yeah.
they're keeping with the 2 pilots there, I assume, and otherwise securing base, so to speak. Okay, that's what I thought. But yeah, then it's probably not a bad idea to have someone stay with the ship anyway.
Indeed.
And he'll have R7 to keep him company.
Right. So, Alright, so you guys, go drive off the carrier. Meanwhile, HK, you see these fields being tended to all a hodgepodge of various droids. There are some astromechs, there are some, like, things that, droids that are meant for industrial working that have been repurposed for agricultural. There are a couple protocol, and, you see a, Viper droid also mending the fields.
Huh. Okay.
One common
a
thing,
what?
A Viper droid? That's just like the Deep Space Probe droids, right?
they're the, scout droids of the Empire.
What?
Yeah.
What? Why?
Is it?
It's been
Not-
customized for field work.
They have many arms.
Let's just attach some size to a few of its arms.
It's just a moisture evaporator now.
Yeah,
It's just been repurposed into a moisture evaporator.
One common thing, though, almost all of these droids have restraining bolts on them.
Yeah.
Weird.
Some of these, though, I will say with your expertise, these do seem to be, like, a lot of these seem to be have that signs of, like, second-hand use of, like, these were sold from, or third-hand at that.
I'll go find a likely candidate and strike up a conversation.
Find a protocol droid, they never shut up.
Pretty much.
You find you find a protocol droid. Is just like, oh heavens. Are you a new, member of our motley, organization?
Statement, I'm an independent contractor.
Well, let me, just show you a few things around here, then. So,
Certainly.
you'll have to, these weeds that they grow, you have to, routinely check, if they're at the right state of development for harvesting, and, Also, make sure watering is the main task at hand due to the irrigation ditches down there to the south. And we're expected to bring mostly by hand. And oh no, here's a weed here. Hold on, I have to pull out weed.
Query: you stated that the weeds had to grow to a certain point before they could be harvested.
No,
Why
the
are you
good
pulling
weeds.
this weed?
The good weeds. I'm a protocol droid, not a botanist. These weeds we want to grow, and these other weeds we do not want anywhere near these weeds. Or else they'll kill the other weeds.
Statement: you should update your lexicon.
I would if there was any resources or things I could hook up to around here. And I was ordered to.
Does this protocol droid have a restrainer bolt?
Yes. Though it
HK is going to tell him that he'll assist him. He's going to pull out his jack and update his logs with HK's logs.
Oh,
And then
dear.
he's going to cut the restraining bolt.
Wait, what?
Alright, I guess no check required for either of these things. Hold on, let me check and see if there's a check to remove restraining bolts.
I don't know, but I got a vibro machete if it is.
I think it's a like 1 or 2 difficulty mechanics check.
Yeah.
In retrospect, we probably shouldn't have left HK alone.
HK is a good boy.
Yeah, Lynn knew what like was gonna happen. Really, like
Oh no! It also is probably good we do not have guns to give them.
Let's see, so equipment, gear.
Look, as long as I'm sure it'll be fine if he frees 1 or 2. It's not like they have anywhere else to go.
Yeah, that's how these things go. You only feed 1 or 2, and they just leave.
I mean,
and we
it
have
depends on
ship-
how
It
well
is-
they're treated, I suppose.
And then we have a ship full of droids.
We
Let's-
And
cannot
have a ship
take
full
all
of
these
droids.
droids.
and
no
slaves.
check required, it seems.
Oh, you can just basically, if you have the appropriate tools, you just remove it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only check they say is the for a class for a droid to
Remove their own.
yeah, basically overcome it.
So yeah, just gonna update his vocabulary, give him some useful subroutines that he didn't have before, and pop that sucker off.
All right, he straightens up when he says that. Well, I'm about to see about getting myself a promotion to actual proper courtly work, if you'll excuse me. No more hemp fields for me.
Oh no!
Now,
Query, what about the others?
well, what do you
Less competition.
an astromech can't be a proper courtly advisor to these various nobles. That's only the business of a protocol droid. I know they have several others, but you know, now that I am fully repaired of my vocabulary and rhetoric skills, I will surely get a task more suited towards my natural skills.
Statement, good luck with your diplomacy.
I'm not gonna kill. Oh, wait. Why did I think that? Something still must be up. Better check that before I go off and give them a piece of my mind. I mean, sorry,
Statement.
piece of my processing core.
Good
As-
luck.
Yeah, this protocol droid shuffles off. The Viper is just looming overhead, looking at you, and then goes back to pulling some leads.
I'm gonna go converse with that Viper droid because probably has an interesting story of how it got here.
It will tell you that through binary that it was actually well, a droid captured from the Down Star Destroyer and has been repurposed for and it hung out for several days in a cave before it was repurposed for field work.
I'm gonna ask it if it has any information on the layout of the ship post crash.
It does not have that, but it has the layout of the ship pre-crash, if you want that.
Ooh.
I will take that information.
By the way, it's also restraining bolted, so...
I mean, as payment, I will offer it whether or not it wants its freedom.
It will take that offer.
You know what? Yeah, let's pop that off.
It immediately begins flying away into the nearby rainforest, saying something about how he's gonna show him this time. And then actually briefly stops and begins freeing some other combat-oriented droids.
Well, I mean, on the bright side, we might have created more problems for the pirates.
Is this gonna be like that tweet thread that's been coming recently of the shy guy that talked to Mario on the train before it ended up fighting Mario?
It might be. If I have to kill my own brothers, it will be a sad day.
No, this is one of those cases where in our hour of need, there's like in the middle of an important scene in a time of need or otherwise a time of great stress, a army of droids is just going to invade the pirates.
When you see this Viper again, it'll have an eye patch and like a piece of shrapnel sticking out of its head. Set up a bunch of freaking droids without masters here.
Boss Viper.
The droid free state.
Yes. Big Viper. No wait, Viper! Shit! That's a Cypher Snake!
Dun, dun, dun.
Which is what I thought you were making. A big boss for Metal Gear 5 reference.
Well, I was, but also I just realized it works even well because he's a Viper.
Yes. After that, HK will just like talk to some of the astromechs about the current like palace estate that they work on. This like manor.
They talk you about like how it's kind of boring, but it's better than working for the pirates they were used to be like the pirates and smugglers they used to be working on, and they were restraining bolted either way. And mostly they got, it's gossip among themselves about the gossip of various lords and lieges and their minor tiffs with one another, and a bunch of weird etiquette stuff they don't understand that seems pointless and pedantic.
That's important information.
But it's
Statement. I agree. These organics are foolish in their attempts to placate each other.
They also talk about how there used to be some organics working this field, but those mostly got traded for the more droids.
Huh. Off-world? Or...
To
were
the
they
people who
traded-
bought the people who had the droids would trade them people for organics for droids.
What's the sell ratio on those? Like 1 for 1 or 2 organics for a droid?
Depends
or...
on the type of droid. One apparently states that he was worth a total of 2.5 organics, though he was not from a different plantation and was traded away to this one.
Hmm.
His first job here was telling them all the current lords of this plantation all the juicy gossip from the other plantation. And so most droids who've been around here will pick up any gossip they can, because they know that'll make them more valuable.
Query, why did they not wipe you before they sold you?
The people on this planet don't know how to wipe. It is truly a blessing.
So basically, all of these droids are quirky personality developed droids.
Under
They
restraining
don't-
ball.
Great.
Under restraining ball because they don't know how to.
Basically, this is a droid uprising waiting to happen,
Oh
HK.
God!
Pretty much.
They just don't see
Yay.
it.
Long live the revolution!
Can I ask that you? Can I ask that? Can I ask that this doesn't start at least until we're out of here?
It's well past.
I
that
mean, you've
point
already started it. You've released,
Oh, no.
you've released a freaking punished Viper over there.
Punished Viper.
I look over at the ship with like this like damaged hole on the outside and look at the astromech droids. Statement: would you like to earn your freedom?
Oh my god, I love this.
Give me
Are you gonna underground railroad a bunch of droids without telling us?
Love this.
I think I have a way out of this if HK tells us the intel.
give me a negotiations
Dave's
check.
gonna know, but-
They are currently like there might for them to tell you an unassigned a droid that isn't currently assigned that can do it, that can possibly because they're unassigned do it because they're not like because
they won't be missed, basically.
No, they won't. No, they're unassigned. It's not that they won't be missed. It's that their restraining bolt isn't going to interfere with that at all, because you.
That's fair.
Yeah.
What's the difficulty?
Difficulty is 3 purple.
Okay. And can I get a bonus by pointing out the droids I've already freed?
Sure, gain a boost. They know you're good for it.
Yes. And this is negotiation. Oh, I got a yellow. Only a yellow. Okay. So, with my boost and my yellow die, I got 2 successes and 3 threat.
Gain some strain as you have to deal with them trying to talk around their restraining bolts about it in a roundabout way to get past that programming. But basically, yeah, a droid that has
bothers me
has
so much.
yeah. So they have a droid that an astromech R3 D8 has a somewhat damaged restraining bolt, but is still functioning. Mostly functioning, but has caused it to do some deviant behavior, so it's been shelved until they can repair it. And yeah, they show you to the shed they're keeping him in, and he will help repair your ship
Yep,
if you
I'm
remove his
gonna-
restraining bolt.
I will remove said restraining bolt.
It goes, ha, sucker! I haven't repaired your ship yet. Now I can do whatever. Just kidding, I'll repair your ship. You seem cool.
Aww.
I want to be friends with this droid.
Statement.
Well,
I
we might
believe
have a new friend.
I believe we will be great friends. Pat him on the dome and lead him towards the ship.
Alright. Meanwhile, unaware of all this,
Yeah, you guys are getting some messages with the information.
well, not yet, because you guys are right at the manor, and you go led into a large sitting room with several other noble-looking Ania there. She introduces, All right, this is Sir Regibald of House uh Dwatwin. Uh, he scion of their house. I've invited him. He goes, greetings, and this is Lord my uncle, Lord Dreyfus. Hello.
Greetings.
A pleasure to make your acquaintances.
I am Lena McCabe. These are my companions. She introduces everybody. We are here searching for information on one like me.
What do you mean, like you, off-worlder, or?
A Twi'lek.
Twi'lek, her specific kind of off-worlder.
I don't believe I've said that, but, I've seen anyone like you recently. Maybe one of the two of the, smugglers that come in occasionally. Have you seen anyone? No, not really. I think maybe once on a ship? I'm sorry, I don't think we can help you with, that matter.
That's perfectly all right.
One thing you certainly can help us with, if you're willing, is we are new to this area and we lack a lot of information about the surroundings.
Well, I would not go any west of here, west of that river down, to the west. It is, all, run by some horrid cult. My son is currently off, in the Royal Militia, manning the front lines against them.
I see. That cult, would that be the pirates then?
Some refer to them as such, yes. You no doubt had to deal with some of them on the way in, I assume.
Oh, we
Indeed.
have. We've taken care of them, but we have.
Yes, a truly, cultish, breakaway from our, our normal beliefs. Some off-worlder came in and, started, appropriating our populations for himself and exiled us of the, noble blood to our lands here. Most of our army is made of, nobility in exile from their estates west and north of here.
This is a shame.
Seda will sort of glance at Lynn, kind of silently asking permission if it's okay to reveal a little more of what they know.
She just kind of blinks. She just kind of blinks once, and that's your cue.
All right. We actually have reason to believe that this cult may have the person we're looking for captive.
I do know they occasionally take captives to work on the city of that ruined ship that came off from the another faction of Offworld was brought in.
Would perchance any of your militia have any information? Have any of them had any words from captives or any escaped captives
Well, the
arrived
captives
that might
are
have
kept
more?
deep in the city that used to be that old hulk. Usually, in the detention areas that it used to have. They claim to be a post-slavery society, yet they have no problem slaving off-worlders. Hypocritical, if you ask me.
Out of character laughing.
I would be inclined to agree. They certainly seem very difficult to deal with.
I'm surprised they didn't just. Though I'm surprised they haven't realized the benefits of machina labor. No need to overlook anyone or keep anyone in line. But truly, these are the laborers of the future.
Pulling my collar to take a gulp.
Such as much of the hey, you don't know what he's up to.
We don't know what he's up to.
Such as much of the much of the rest of the galaxy would agree.
Though it's yeah. So you said you have a mechanic with you, right?
Yes.
After after our talk, one of our droids has been acting how should I put this somewhat disobedient. We believe there's some problem with one of its parts. It does mostly what we tell it to do, but it occasionally makes backhanded comments, it seems. I mean, I don't know what they're saying, but it sounds like backhanded comments. You get that you just get that feeling off of it. Yeah.
I understand completely. I'm sure Miss Tebe would be more than happy to take a look for you. He glances at Tebe, assuming that any chance to tinker with something new is...
Help a poor hurt droid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure she would.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, is there anything else you would want information on? By the way, this we have a somewhat noble republic government right now. It was back in the day it used to be a full-on democracy, but now that that a lot of the lower class has joined up with that cult, we've instituted a noble republic where officials are elected by the privileged landed.
I see.
It must be somewhat difficult if many of your people have been swayed to this cult's thinking. Do you know what about its thinking persuaded them? Surely it wasn't a lack of rights if you were already a democracy.
Well, I mean, for one, of complete emancipation of all former criminals, for the most part.
Well, that would certainly get the criminals on their side.
And people who I assume had a problem with that. The leader of it, we do not say his name around polite company. He also helped our planet fend off other outsiders that he might have brought with him. So he's kind of got
the people on the ship.
Yeah. The people from that crash ship and the other one that crashed over westward, he helped fight them off and kind of garnered a hero respect. And I guess, that the fact that his religious beliefs kind of somewhat synced with ours for a while. Until he basically said that the ones of this planet were all wrong and his were the true ones. But, honestly, I don't know why they would. No public displays of emotion, enforced meditation periods. Sounds like it takes a lot of the fun out of living.
Indeed. I would actually I'm familiar with that religion, and I would be very interested in hearing more about yours if given the chance.
I'm not a particular religious person. Not much of us are these days. But it was it believed that there is a underlying presence that connects everything, and it can be used for good or evil.
I see.
And those who use it to harm is using it for evil, while those using it for a healing or constructive purposes are using it for good.
Seda looks very pleased upon hearing this.
And that's similar what the cult believes, though theirs is all weird about emotions and like special rites and rituals and
Yes, I know that a belief that strong emotions can lead to evil, whereas attempting it is only through careful reason that it is through careful reason and calm judgment that can be that good is obtained.
and also he's brought his own personal xenophobia to it of denying any outwarders any purchase of the not so much his religion, but his the reason why people like him is the outwarders caused much destruction in their original invasion. So many people are prone to xenophobia about them, and he has kept a isolationist policy on the planet.
Seems a bit hypocritical of him as well. Someone who came in and usurped the local power structure.
I know I hear tell their big projects are building some form of orbital lasers that can shoot down ships coming in from the ground. Though who knows how much progress they've gotten on that.
Would that be at the... Any more about that? That does sound like we have heard rumors of ships getting shot down from the sky from no obvious source.
Well, as the man who leads the cult has his own weird powers, if you will call him that used to drag things out. Though I guess with age, he wants to prepare future generations for when he's not around, or some malarkey like that.
That
Do you have any
confirms
other-
a particular apprehension of Lynn's.
Yep. Do you have any other questions, Seda?
Not that I can think of immediately.
Well, to mark our meeting and friendship, I propose a toast. And I take out my bottle of Corellian whiskey. Is it about this time we start getting our intel from HK?
Yeah, you start getting, you've been getting, texts.
It would be rude
Part
to
of the
check
reason-
right now.
Yeah.
Well, while you're talking, yes. So yeah, I want to get them rip-roaring drunk. Would it be maybe coercion to convince them to drink more than they normally would?
Probably charm,
Yeah.
I think. Just you're proposing it as a hey, let's celebrate, so it's probably more of a charm check than coercion.
Sure thing.
Seda, who has no idea what you may or may not be attempting, will help.
What is your charm?
My charm is is level 2, so 2 yellow.
Yellow.
I can get boosts.
Seda will
I-
assist you and be
I'm
like
at-
that. Oh, go ahead.
I'm at 2 yellow and a green, and I also subtract a
I am the one
setback.
with the whiskey.
Yeah.
So I would probably be the one making the roll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But again, I would get a boost from both of you.
Yeah.
Well, actually, from Seda, you can roll like you have 4 green.
Oh,
because
right.
Seda has 4 presents, so.
And then you get a boost from Lynn.
You
I
get a
guess.
boost from Lynn because with that that is just as better than you already have as much charm points in charm, I think, as Lynn does. So
Yeah. I won't get the yellow
Yeah.
dice, but the 4 green dice are probably the better roll.
well, it's you get to combine your skill with my stat. Is how it works. So you get to roll as if you had whatever your skill in is charm, but you get to roll as if your presence was 4.
Okay.
So you get that's how cooperating works. Is you get the best of both worlds when it makes sense that cooperating, helps and doesn't.
So then would that be 2 yellow, 4 green?
It would be two yellow and 2 green.
2 yellow, 2 green. All right.
Because it'd be my presence of 4 with your skill of 2 charm then upgrades
Right.
2 of the green to yellow.
All right, I'm flipping a dark
Alrighty.
side to upgrade this to 1 red and 1 purple, and you also have a setback due to noble temperament.
But I'm wearing the neck-on clothes, which give me 1. Is it 1 boost? Where are the stats?
Oh, did you
Minus
get
1 setback with natives while in local clothes.
All right, sure.
I
That is
forgot.
precisely why I put those on.
I forgot that you had a version of that gave a specific effect.
That's why I thought to put them on even before I figured HK was going to do something crazy. Okay, then. 4 successes, 3 advantage.
I cannot leave the plight of my people.
The
All right, and yeah, they take a couple of drinks and go, "Whoa, I never had something this strong before."
Oh. Really? Well, Corellian whiskey is one of the finest whiskeys in all the galaxy.
Yes, I do enjoy a good spirits. Alright, and yeah, they continue to drink until they're in a more sedative state.
the question is, are you giving any to us as well, or drinking with them?
I'm giving you glasses, but they're much markedly smaller draws.
Fair
Because
enough.
we proposed a toast.
Right.
And
So
I'm,
we've all
I'm
got
making
a toast.
sure that our gracious hosts are topped off with such rare imbibements. So, thank you very much for your hospitality. If you just tell us where that droid is, we can have our mechanic take a look. And,
Yes, it's in the shed out back.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. We will take a look at that, and then we can proceed with maybe staying for the night. Walking. We're walking.
Yeah. I like to
As you leave, you see there's a protocol droid just waiting for your conversation to be done before entering.
Santa doesn't think anything of this. He's like,
Hello.
Santa, that was a good idea. That was a very good idea. I think we may have made some friends here.
I think we might have.
Not
Until
for long.
until they find out what's about to happen. Hey, dude.
She then shows messages to Seda.
Hey, dude. You might not want to go in there. They're pretty tired. You might want to go in later.
He's already detecting their
No,
alcohol levels and trying to persuade them to a better station.
They're drunk. It's the perfect time to make his case.
Yeah, never mind. That's actually going to keep them
Occupied.
more occupied longer. Let's go back to the ship.
Oh, we're going back to the ship already.
Yeah, HK did something
It's-
good, bad, good.
It's going to be a good idea for us to not be here.
Yeah.
What?
I just hand her my data pad.
Oh, well, that's good. Nice.
I mean, the irony of them complaining of the evils of slavery and then enslaving droids is it's pretty.
Yeah, that is pretty stupid.
Yeah. So let's see who we can help and how we can get out of here.
No, they weren't complaining about slavery. They were just saying, "Oh, these guys hate slavery."
They were saying it was hypocritical of the Jedi basically to act like he's all anti-slavery, but then essentially force off-worlders who he captures to work for him.
Yeah.
Right. But these guys are also slaveholders, and that's not great either.
So, how many astromechs do I have on top of that ship working on it?
Not
I'll say like 3 or 4.
at the risk of being unpopular, if you're going to consider anyone who uses droids as labor slaveholders, then that's most of the galaxy.
Ah.
I mean,
I mean,
it's
look
not wrong
at-
to have them as labor, but if they want to,
And also look at what HK was saying. He was saying that they had organics, I guess, as slaves until smugglers offered to trade the slaves for droids.
Ah,
So they
okay.
were dealing with slaves one way or another.
Fair enough.
I'm sure he also gave you the rundown statistics for like every party of the members' value. Just because
how what's Lynn's value?
there's just nothing there because
He
She's
refuses
Jedi
to
are,
even.
Jedi are priceless.
So yeah,
Aw.
like you literally, yes. So literally, you literally could not ask like a price for them. Now, are they priceless because they're too valuable, or are they priceless because there is no way you can keep a Jedi in slavery?
Little column A, little column B. But Gar's like 2 droids.
Well, it's more
Thank
comparing to droids than you know. Don't really have a metric for aliens, just droids. So
Oh.
R7 is probably worth 5 laborers.
Oh, okay.
Wait, what?
But yeah, R7 has kind of organized the other astromechs into a repair party, and is and yeah, your
look
ship
at
has
all those parts.
you have repaired 7 hull trauma.
Oh,
Thank
nice.
you very much.
You are suddenly much more okay with this development. and now Gar is with this plan.
As yeah, R7 introduces them as his new pit crew.
We
I'm
are
going to
Look at
certainly
all those
very,
parts.
we are
I'm-
certainly very grateful for your help.
Yeah, the rest of the droids are taking, have slightly circumvented their restraining bolts to see the other droids off and wave goodbye with their auto torches.
Oh,
I'm just going to remove one of the restraining bolts and tell him to remove all the others after we leave.
Alright, but some of these guys aren't gonna like that. It's gonna detract from their market value. But,
That's okay.
it's these guys don't know how to wipe memories, so whatever. Yeah, you guys proceed to leave, this problem you've created.
yeah, that's okay.
Statement. Remember, there are other compounds to liberate. Be free.
Goodbye. Take care.
Best of luck.
If you need any help repairing things,
If you can eventually make it, there's a village way far to the east that would be happy for you.
And we're probably we're gonna stick around here until we find something better to do.
That's totally fine.
So, yeah, and you guys take off.
I think this might be a perfect stopping point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As we've started to droid.
Well, the
uprising.
force works in mysterious ways sometimes.
It
Is
does.
what Seda ultimately has to say about that, because it guided him here.
Well, we made
Yeah.
some new friends, and we made some new friends.
There's
We
no
now
way they are-
we each can have our own personal astromech.
This will be important later. Don't you worry.
I'm sure this is not the last we'll heard of this.
By the way, yeah.
Charlie, I let that Viper droid go, so now it is plot important. It will come back.
Yeah.
I mean, it is Schrodinger's.
I mean, yeah. This is not the last you've heard of Punished Viper.
Oh no.
Hey, look, what matters is if we run into him again, Punished Viper will probably think favorably towards us because of this.
Or I'll get into a sweet battle, like melee battle with it, with me only having my vibro machete and it only having its scythe arms.
Oh boy.
All right.
I can dream.
Should I add 4 astromechs to
They're
our
mostly gonna be, like I said, they're mostly are now functioning as R7's pit crew because he's the most advanced astromech,
Okay.
and so they
So-
all swoon to him.
Because
should
you can
probably-
actually have astromechs in gear.
Yeah.
So should I add them to our gear? Or...
I guess, yeah.
As long as they are working with us until they decide to leave, that seems to be the course of action.
I'll make sure to check them over to see if they need any fixing.
I suppose after all of this, it would be hypocritical of us to sell them.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Statement: we can only acquire new droids. We can never sell a free droid.
Yes, if they wish to stay with the ship, we'd be more than happy to have them.
That's fair.
They're still thinking about what they want to do. They, for the right now, though, just want to hang out with R7.
That's
They're-
totally fine.
In any
And
case,
I'll offer my assistance with patching them up if any of them have been like
clear.
have any.
Statement: Tebe, just stay away from them. Once
Okay.
Astromech's form clicks, there's no way for anyone else to be part of it. They'll just pat Tebe on the shoulder.
Oh,
I don't know. Dress her up in some armor, and they might mistake her as one of their own.
hey,
Huh.
And that is how Teve conceived of an astromech droid disguise. The
Oh,
So,
I heard
this Astromech's binary sounds really organic.
I heard of this one very tiny human who made an astromech as like a thing it could pilot. He could pilot. It was the strangest thing.
the
You just make a gonk droid because it's easier to make, less curves.
I like. What was I gonna say? So clearly, what what you need to do is sell them on the idea of joining up with the Rebel Alliance. Be like, you could be heroes.
Absolutely.
You could be war heroes. You're already basically hardened. You can fight for the other oppressed droids and peoples of the galaxy.
Indeed.
I mean, R7 would
always-
be also about that because he's a member of the Rebel Alliance.
Yeah.
The Rebel Alliance always needs astromechs on ships, and you can be the savior of a bunch of humans as they're
You can have
Flying
your
to
own
fight
and other
monsters.
droids.
and other droids.
Well, we'll get to that late. That will be a story for another time.
But in the end, we did an accidental side quest and made new friends.
Yes.
And also new
we did.
enemies, potentially.
Oh yeah, probably, but that's okay. We're not going to be
So-
on this planet forever.
Are we stopping, making a short session
Yeah.
today, or
I mean, it's a pretty natural
Yeah.
stopping point.
Yeah.
Also, yeah, it's pretty late, too, for, I think, Greg and stuff.
for us Americans.
Not as late as it is for Port Class.
Alright.
5 a.m.
So 5 XP
Oh,
all around,
so-
unless you
So
can.
it's so early.
That's fine. I could argue resource acquisition, but we're not acquiring them for the rebellion. So
Yeah.
yet. It's resource acquisition in potentia. And plus we
alas.
might keep them as friends anyway. No, but that was a good session.
Yeah, I had fun.
I think we kind of went in left field a little bit, but in a good way.
Look, sometimes you just have to complete a side quest about a droid uprise. Do you guys know about one of the best side quests in KOTOR, in Knights of the Old Republic 2?
No.
So one of the early areas in Knights of the Old Republic 2 is, I believe, something like Terrace Station, I think.
Yeah, it's like a station over.
That's the first
it's-
one, isn't it? The one where it's like
Well, not-
the Progress mining facility.
Yeah, after mining facility, you go to Terra Station, which is like the thing overlooking the planet that it's rebuilding.
Yeah, because they're trying to clean it up and get it habitable again.
Oh,
And,
that's right. It got destroyed in the first game.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the things they one of the things they are trying, one of the things you can encounter is, so there's a section where you send your astromech droid covertly into Zerka offices to acquire intel or a key code or something from them, and you or no, you don't send your astromech droid. What it is one of your options, if you so you can side with the Zerka or the Ithorians there. The Zerka's, cruel but ruthlessly efficient. The Ithorians have well-intentioned and have better intentions for the planet, but may not have the resources to actually make much of a difference. And the idea is that whoever you help may decide who ends up actually in control of being able to, in charge of the reclamation of the planet. If you side with the Ithorians, one of the plans you can get is to essentially, you find this, you get a protocol droid from Zerka, reprogram it so that it can lie, and send it in to infiltrate Zerka to get some info from them or steal something from them. And along the way, you get in the process of doing this, I don't remember if you have to do it, but either you can, or one of the ways you complete that as part of it is you talk to an astromech droid and then convince the astromech droid that it's the astromech droid is supposed to you're supposed to protect humans, but did you know that the very things you're doing have actually caused humans harm, because Zerka makes stuff that kills people.
Oh no.
And and at the end of it, it's like, yes, it causes why I would think, yes, it's a paradox, isn't it? You have done something that your program is forbidding you from doing, but you've already done it. Clearly, your only option is to go on a murderous rampage.
Wow.
And essentially and then on your way, when you're leaving the station at the end of the whole section, you can basically get an epilogue where the two droids are planning to either stow away on or steal a ship and essentially go off and be a buddy duo, a crazy buddy duo, this now very manipulative lying protocol droid and this murderous astromech.
Hell yes.
That is also, and you know what the funny thing is? That side quest is key part to uncovering one of the biggest reveals of the game, optional reveals of the game, which is that a big part of the Nar Shaddaa plot deals with this criminal overlord named Goto, who is running a bunch of stuff behind the scenes and is interested in capturing you. You end up fighting a bunch of his forces, and at the end of it, he sends this droid but at the end of it, you only talk to him remotely, and he sends this droid with you to act. He's basically like, he says, I initially wanted to capture you because you're a wild card and unworthy, but I ultimately have decided that your presence may bring more stability in the end than harm. So I'm going to observe you carefully and make sure you don't fuck up. And you find out that what Goto is trying to do is actually keep things stable through a bunch of basically like shady shadow skullduggery and manipulation type stuff. And if you dig deep enough and get enough clues, you get the reveal that Goto, the droid wasn't sent by Goto. Goto is the droid. He was this Republic droid you hear about on Terra Station that the protocol droid was supposed to replace. They sent a very powerful computational droid to calculate. It was supposed to help manage how best to fix Terrace, but the orders they gave it weren't save Terrace. It was or fix Terrace. It was save the Republic. And the droid basically broke in the head under the weight and impossibility of its task. So it went rogue, became a shadow operative, secretly manipulating planetary governments and criminal organizations in order to try and keep the Republic stable, in order to fulfill this order that's basically impossible.
Whoops.
But there's a bunch of little clues you can find in the game, like that that Goto's forces all communicate via droids and all via this signal through the air, and that's one of the reasons Goto doesn't know what's going on in a particular place on Nar Shaddaa, is because droids aren't allowed in, and there's a bunch of interference in there that prevents the signal from happening. So you can get a pretty good scene where you confront him with all the evidence you've gathered and be like, I know what you are. You have to have enough of a relationship with him, and also enough, I think, have gathered enough of the pieces from. Yes, it's very entertaining. Also, that whole segment was very entertaining listening to We All Lift Together in the background. We're feeling great.
Definitely need more droid uprisings.
Another good session. We might be doing that.
It's possible, yeah.
Might be doing a few more. But no, good job. Had fun.
Oh, experience?
Oh yeah, 5 unless you accomplished a thing.
I asked about the religion, but I'm not sure that directly counts as accomplishing grow my connection with the Force.
You would actually have to probably talk to someone who's more like, yeah, you know, these people didn't really care that much about it, so.
Also, do we have a new subtitle now, since you mentioned insertion was sort of the first in...
insertion, this will be, infiltration.
Alrighty.
Actually, no, I will make an argument, though, for growing connection to the Force.
Yeah.
For the first time in a while, actually, Seda at least thinks he fulfilled something the Force was guiding him to at least set in motion by going to the plantation. small thing that had a large impact.
All right, sure, yeah. I'll give that to you.
He was like a. He was like, because otherwise, that nobody probably. I assume people wouldn't have even thought of to bother stopping if Seda hadn't seen a vision of the place that convinced
Probably
them that
not.
it may be important. So. Okay. 10 more experience. I gotta figure out what I want to start using my experience on after this. As of last time, well, I guess just keep growing my force powers. Though given last time, given what happened, maybe I should focus on my duelist things, since apparently there is now a angry local working for the pirates that wants to stalk and kill me.
You have made a new
when
friend.
when next we can spend anyway. I know we can't.
Yep.
Sounds good. I'm gonna bounce, my dudes. I had fun. Sorry I wasn't too terribly talkative. I'm kind of out of it, but I was really enjoying just listening to everybody.
All right, cool.
I'm not gonna lie.
It was a very talky session, and
It-
that's not Lynn's strong point anyway.
I mean, she's good at it. I just was feeling a little.
I suppose she's gotten better. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just kind of feeling a little chill, I guess. But nonetheless, like I said, I had a lot of fun. You guys did a lot of really fun role play, so I totally did not mind just listening for most of it. So yeah, I will catch y'all later.
Have a
Take care.
good night. Good night,
Good
Internet.
night.
Oh yeah, good night, internet.